The next function is one of our special functions, and notice it has an absolute value. Whenever you see that absolute value, you know it's going to create a V. So you just want to keep in mind it's going to be V looking. If you don't get a V, you want to keep graphing points. This one doesn't give me a domain. Remember, I'm not given a domain. I'm going to pick many points. So I'm going to pick -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. I should be able to plug these in pretty quickly. It's not a huge function. Remember, f of x is just a fancy word for y. So what I have is, I'm going to plug in -3. Absolute value of -3 minus 1. Well, absolute value of -3 is 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. Plug in -2. Absolute value of -2 minus 1. Absolute value of -2 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. Now, just so that everybody makes sure that you know what I'm doing, I'm plugging that in for x, so I'm saying really, what's the absolute value of -1? Minus 1. Well, this is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. And then I'm going to take and plug in 0. So the absolute value of 0 minus 1. 0 minus 1 is -1. Then I'm plugging in 1 again. Well, absolute value of positive 1 is just positive 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. Plug in 2. I get 1, and then I plug in 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. Lots of points here to graph, so I've got -3, 2, -2, 1, -1, 0, 0, -1, 1, 0, 2, 1, and 3, 2. Remember, each time you're graphing an ordered pair, you graph on the x, and then go up and down on the y. Next example is another special function. We know that this is going to turn out as a U. Again, I don't have ordered pair, or don't have a domain, so I'm going to go ahead and put just -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to start plugging in those numbers. So I have to plug in -3 here. So I'm really saying -3 squared minus 1. -3 squared is 9. 9 minus 1 is 8. The next thing I'll plug in is -2. So -2 squared minus 1. That's 4 minus 1, which is 3. Then I'm going to plug in -1. So -1 squared minus 1. That's 1 minus 1 is 0. Plug in 0. 0 squared minus 1. Well, that would just be -1. Plug in 1 again. 1 squared minus 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. Plug in 2. 2 squared minus 1. That's 4 minus 1 is 3. Notice the pattern. I should get 8 again, which I do, because I'll get 3 squared minus 1. So I'm going through very fast and plugging in these numbers. So if you're having questions on where I'm getting these numbers, make sure and ask some questions tomorrow in class. Make notes of that, what issues you're having with those. Graphing this ordered pair right here gives me -3, so I went over -3 and up 8. Graphing this one right here, -2 over -2 up 3. Then I have -1, 0, 0, -1, 1, 0, over 2 up 3, over 3 up 8. So there is my U parabola. The next one I'm going to go through pretty quickly, try to save some time on video space and such not. But then again, I may not, because I have one more example after this. So the last video may just be really short. What we're going to do, I don't have the value, so I'm going to go ahead and put in -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. And I'm actually going to stop this video at this point in time and pick it up on the next video.